quick. They pulling it up.
Come.
Get in there a little bit. Go. Alright, Shalawam, Shalawam. Before we begin, we're going to go ahead and face the east and give all honor, glory, and praise to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, or Qadash. For the new listener, Yahawah is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who this world calls God, and Yahawashi is the name of His only begotten Son, who this world calls Jesus. Now we make that distinction because the scriptures call us to be holy. So, for the new listener, we're out here to teach the Hebrew Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, and the Israelite foreigner, which are Israelites through their fathers, but through the course of time, the Lord has scattered us. So you may have Israelite brothers that go back to so-called Negroes, but they look like the Chinese. They look like the white boys. They look like the Japanese. They look like the etc., etc. You could have a Southern Kingdom Jake that looks like Northern Kingdom. The Lord is about His mysteries. So this truth that we come out and give out freely through the spirit and power of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi is one of those mysteries the Lord has gave us the keys to access, to teach, to put out here on the front lines. And you have to have ears and eyes to see these things, to listen and see these things. Blessed ears, blessed eyes. Let me see if I can find that scripture real quick. Well, there's one that comes to mind specifically. Let me see. This is going to be Revelation chapter 1, verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth. This word readeth just means understands. Because anybody can read once they learn, right? But it's about you have to have the spirit to understand the Bible. You can't just say you know the Bible because you read a few verses. You read John 3:16. That's not what the Bible teaches. The Bible teaches the Lord has one peculiar people. Blessed, back to Revelation 1, verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy. So the blessed are those that can actually hear these prophecies and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. So this is the time to get right. This isn't the time to wild out on some Nick Cannon type of spirit. That's a worldly spirit. We're not called to be in the house of mirth. We're called to be in the house of mourning, to be serious, to be austere, like as our great leader, Yahawashi. Yahawah in the name Yahawashi. Yahawashi was sent on this earth, who this world calls Jesus, was sent on this earth to be an example of what the Father requires of us. So that's why we give all honor to the Lord in the name of His Son. So we can continue with the lesson.
Done. Opening up with 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 23. And said, O Lord, that bearest rule of every wood of the earth, and of all the trees thereof, thou hast chosen thee one only vine.
The one only vine is the nation of Israel. We're going to continue to dig into this to prove it, but the trees are men. Men are likened unto trees. And since I mentioned that, let's grab this one right quick. Because Yahawashi performed a miracle. And this is what the man that was cured of his blindness said. Mark 8, verse 24. And he looked up and said, I see men as trees walking. Now this ain't talking about Groot from the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's talking about actual men. We have stature. And the scriptures actually, and I want to say 2nd Ezra 5, when we jump back, it actually says we're of less stature. Because we're not as connected to our power as we once were. You know, by the attacks of Satan himself, the devil himself. The ruler, the prince and power of the air, who allowed chemical trails, who allowed microplastics to enter into your bloodstream. You know, we're attacked in every which way. So we lost our stature. We lost our status as the men of God, the sons of God. So this is 2nd Ezra 5 and 52. Say unto her, wherefore are unto they whom thou hast now brought forth like those that were before, but less of stature. So we're like those of before. As it states, we have the spirit of the prophets to come out here and teach in the right mind, in the right spirit, the right and sound doctrine, but we're of a less stature. Now knowledge has increased, as it states in the book of Daniel, but at the end of the day, man, we still lost our stature. We're still of a less right now, but we're still weak, man. We still need our power. Well, we could continue and focus on the lesson.
God. Second Ezra chapter 5, verse 24. And of all lands of the whole world, thou hast chosen thee one pit, and of all the flowers thereof one lily.
The pit represents the land of Israel. Go on, Ak.
And of all the depths of the sea, thou hast filled thee one river, and of all builded cities, thou hast hallowed Zion unto thyself.
Which is the nation of Israel.
And of all the fowls that are created, thou hast named thee one dove. And of all the cattle that are made, thou hast provided thee one sheep.
And through the Spirit, man, we're the sheep. The Lord likens us unto sheep. And Yahawashi, who this world calls Jesus, is our shepherd. He's gathering us up in the Spirit right now. Now, physically, this still has to take effect. But right now, we got Apple. I haven't looked too much into it. Let me see if I could grab an article. Apple is actually talking about putting microchips in people. That's not by accident. That's not just some coincidence. That's because the prophets are out here warning the people. So now it has to happen to where we're going to all be individually tested.
Not to mention their own product is a fucking bitten apple.
Yeah, exactly. And then what the apple represents it doesn't even state an apple, but the forbidden fruit in Genesis is referring to their teachings. They teach everything but the truth. So that's forbidden fruit. It's fruitless. It's dead. You're eating rotten, spoiled fruit. It's not going to give you anything but death. That's what sin represents at the end of the day. So when you go against the truth, you're really just killing yourself. I have to be harsh with my speech, but that's the truth. Let me grab this. Apple microchips. Just very vague. Because this stuff isn't just... Just bear with us. I'm going to grab one quick article. This one was posted May 8th, 2025. Let me read the title. Apple is developing specialized chips for glasses, new Macs, and AI servers. And the next step is to put it in your body.
Check what I seen out today.
Sharp decline in bee populations, scientists are trying to build tiny robots that can artificially pollinate plants.
Yeah, now they're making robots to pollinate plants. This is just the devil at work. Everything the Heavenly Father has done, they're trying to mimic. And I'll look more into this, Lord willing, later, but we can continue with the lesson. These are just little things to be aware of. Keep an eye on. This ain't just some coincidence. It's because the Lord has been warning us through his prophets.
John chapter 10, verse 13. The hireling fleeteth because he is an hireling, and careth not for the sheep. I am the good shepherd, and know my sheep, and am known of mine.
So we know who Yahawashi is. We know who's guiding us. We're not walking around clueless like the lost sheep we once were. It goes into it. Let me see if I could grab this to make the quick point. Because these scriptures really break down themselves. All we're out here doing is being an amplifier. This is going to be Matthew chapter 10, verse 6. but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. There you go. That's the sheep the Lord is dealing with. Now go jump back to that.
John 10 and 15. As the Father knoweth me, even so know I the Father. And I lay down my life for the sheep.
No greater love than this. That's what Yahawashi did. He laid down his life on that cross, on that tree, which represents the wood that, you know, it takes to build a cross. Go for it.
And other sheep I have, which are not of this fold. Them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice. And there shall be one fold and one shepherd.
The one fold and one shepherd is representing the northern and the southern kingdom. Right now, we have division, you know, but we see it through the Spirit being taken down because the Lord said so. Now we're coming back in the right mind in the name YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi. But once before, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans didn't think they were the same. They were the same people. You know, there was different tribes. There's different variations amongst the nation of Israel. But now, through the Spirit, we see we're those same people that are spoken of throughout the Scriptures. We're reading our own history. We're learning about ourselves and our true forefathers. Not what this world gave us, you know, a Martin Luther King, a Cesar Chavez, you know, people on this side that we're supposed to praise, right? Go for it.
Yeah, just how, like, Logic says, they call me a white boy, but my daddy a Negro.
Yeah, exactly. They call Hispanics white on this side right now.
Yep.
They try to intermingle us. That's why we're telling you, man, like I stated earlier, there's a lot of Israelites that are scattered amongst all nations. You have Israelites that actually check the Asian mark, but they go back to the Israel. You know, they check the, you know, German mark, but they go back to the nation of Israel. They say they're Irish, but they go back to the nation of Israel. So you got to be understanding of that if the Spirit allows you to do so. But the Lord, hey, he's coming to bring us back together. You could jump to John 15, Baba Kusha.
John 15 and 1. I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. And every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it. Purgeth it.
Yeah, so if you're not producing, you're not active in the Spirit, you're not being lively, the Lord's going to take you out. Take you out of this thing. You're going to be useless. Go for it.
That it may bring forth more fruit. Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you.
And Salakia, and every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, and that it may bring more fruit. So just because, you know, you're going through a tough time right now, but you're still in the Spirit, that doesn't mean the Lord's not dealing with you. You know, me and the brother already had you know, a brother out in New Jersey. We're going over this because when you jump to Sirach, I'll grab it since it's in the topic right now. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire. So when you get gold, if you want to purify it, you're going to put it through high temperatures. And acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So to be accepted of the Lord, you're going to have to go through adversity. When you grab a quick definition of adversity, it simply means difficulties or misfortune. So we're going to be set on this earth to struggle. And we're supposed to rely on our power. That's where we focus our time with. Our time being on this earth is learning about our power, learning about what we need to do as men. Not just walk around clueless and arrogant, thinking every time's supposed to be some fun time or good time. That's what this worldly vibration pushes, that folly. A bunch of foolishness. It's promoted for men to throw on wigs and make TikToks. Make girl dress like women and make jokes. That's what this place truly is. It's a joke. America wasn't set up to be an eternal kingdom. That's the Lord's kingdom to come and wipe down this one and set his up in the land of Israel, in the east, where we're going to be beamed up and transported to. But you have to have faith to see these things. But go for it, huh? So they just wanted to make a quick point, man, because there's so many things we could get into with these scriptures. The Lord feeds our spirits. Go for it, huh? You read John 15, 1 through 3. Read verse 3 one more time. And if you need me to grab something, just let me know. I know it's...
Yeah, I was trying to think of something that I had in mind that was referring to what you were saying, but...
if it comes back,
yeah, if it comes back.
And it takes consistency, man. Because the flesh, our flesh, hey, we're still human. We want to still go bullshit. And that's the point, man. You got to be tough on yourself. And not be a hypocrite. Because it's easier said than done. You know, I'll be the first to admit it. It's easier said than done. But the more you focus on the truth, the more easier it becomes. But then Satan becomes stronger and you got to get stronger. Go for it.
John 15:3. Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you.
Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. This is what's going to cleanse us. Not some bathtub in some harlot house, aka these churches. If you really want to be baptized, you're going to you're going to submerge yourself in the Bible. You're not going to go rely on some man that told you what he read. Don't rely on me, you know, because we could fall into that category. You got to do your own research as men. Now jump to Ephesians, Bible Shah.
Ephesians chapter 5, verse 25. Husbands, love your wives, even as Yahawashi also loved the church.
So we're likened unto a wife. The church is the body of believers, the Israelites, beginning with the men, which is likened unto a woman. Yahawashi is representing that bridegroom. He's the groomsman. Go for it.
Husbands, love your wives, even as Yahawashi also loved the church, and gave himself for it, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of the water by the word.
See, so reread that verse, huh? That he might sanctify.
5:26, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word.
The washing of water by the word. Not just some random sink water, some random river. You know, that's what John the Baptist did. But he did that because it was symbolic to what Yahawashi was prophesied to come and do. Who this world calls Jesus was prophesied to come and cleanse us. But that was through his word, not through some river. That was symbolic. I'm going to grab the word symbolic. Serving as a symbol. So it was symbolizing what Yahawashi was coming to do. John the Baptist just paved the way. He got people prepared for Yahawashi. If they were in the right spirit, they were going to be receiving him. If they weren't, they were going to deny him and look down on him. Because that's why Yahawashi said this. Because our people are wicked as hell, man. And you'll know it. Anybody that's grew up in a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American household, or, you know, our Israelite foreigners that can relate to what we teach. That's how you know you're an Israelite. If you can relate to what we teach, you can you know, the Spirit bears witness. Hey, you know you're an Israelite. You're a child of God. You can't fake this. This isn't something we just decide to do on the instant. No, this was for before the beginning of our time. We were set up to do this. But grabbing Luke chapter 7, verse 33. For John the Baptist, and mind you, this is Yahawashi teaching, for who this world calls Jesus. For John the Baptist came neither eating bread nor drinking wine, and ye say he hath the devil. All right, Israel, y'all said John the Baptist had a devil. He didn't want to eat or drink with y'all. He did his own thing, whatever. All right, he has a devil. Okay, that's what you say. The Son of Man is come eating and drinking. And ye say, behold, a gluttonous man and a winebibber, a friend of publicans and sinners. So John the Baptist is evil because he didn't eat and drink like a regular man. Yahawashi, Jesus came, ate and drank, and now you're over here calling him evil. That shows the stupidity of the nation of Israel. You know, Isaiah 1 and 3, just real quick, Salakia. The ox, I'll grab it in the NLT. Yeshaya, which is the Hebrew way of saying Isaiah. Yeshaya 1 and 3. Even an ox knows its owner, and a donkey recognizes its master's care. But Israel doesn't know its master. My people don't recognize my care for them. And look, Yahawashi was in your face, Israel, and y'all still rejected him, which was meant to happen. Those are just indicators of who we were as a people. Because now we can stand here looking at our people saying, you're evil as hell. You said we're evil before we came into the truth. Now we're in the truth, we're still evil. All right, there's no winning on this side. We're losers. That's okay. The Lord set us on this earth to be humiliated. And guess what? If we're found righteous men, we're going to be glorified when Yahawashi is coming. We're not going to just be looked down on when Yahawashi shows up and he beams us up. Yahawah Rawchaa, we're going to be glorified because they're going to know we were sent with a mission and we actually were telling them the truth. So that's what this fight's about, is getting to that end point. This is the journey, man. We got it day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute. Check yourselves. Be a teacher to yourself so you can teach others. But we could continue on.
Ephesians 5:27, that he might present it to himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that it should be holy and without blemish.
Yep, so without blemish. Reread from 25 to 27, just straight through.
Con. Husbands, love your wives, even as Yahawashi also loved the church and gave himself for it, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word.
And I want to point out, Salakia, the love your wives is not women worship. You're not supposed to go, oh, Mother's Day, oh, birthday, oh, Valentine's. No, this is just love your wife, man, daily. If you love her, you're gonna, keep the peace, move righteously, lead her, guide her, protect her like that's yourself. That's what a husband's called to do. What do we expect from the Heavenly Father and His Son? Through His Son, we expect comfort and care, right? We expect them to hold on to their promise, so we got to hold on to ours, which is being on this side, suffering for the Lord. Let me grab that. Finish that out while I pull it up.
5:27, that he might present it to himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that it should be holy and without blemish.
So we got to be in this word, man. That's how we become holy, by giving heed to the Bible, taking heed, or just paying attention. Here's a couple of them. 2 Chronicles 15:7. Be ye strong, therefore, and let not your hands be weak, for your work shall be rewarded. That's the mindset we got to come into this. We're not doing it for vanity. We're not partying it up for fucking 1 hour of the night, 2 hours, 3 hours, all night. That's vanity. You wake up with a fucking headache, you're hungover, you're tired, you did something wrong, you got some girl pregnant, caught an STD, you're catching hell because you're being foolish. You're moving like a clueless child who doesn't know any better. When you use wisdom, you're going to be paying attention to every move you make. It's chess, not checkers, like they say in the world. You got to calculate. If you want to win anything in life, you got to be calculated. You got to be dialed in. And like I said, it's easier said than done. But like the scriptures say, the just man falleth 7 times and gets back up. That doesn't make excuses, oh, go fall. No, that means you got to be willing to hold yourself accountable. Just because it's easy to hold someone else accountable, but you got to hold yourself. But continuing with the main point, 2 Corinthians 13:9, for we are glad when we are weak, when we're being put through that furnace of adversity. When we're suffering, we got to be glad and rejoicing because we're not doing it like these niggas for nothing. We're not doing it for nothing. Vanity, worthless, nothing.
With a sad
we have a
look on our
purpose.
face.
Yeah, we're suffering because we choose. We're choosing the righteous sufferings. For we chose not to be like these people on this side. So we're going to be hated by these people on this side.
Yep. Oh, we're the bad guy because we don't show up to the family function on Easter or...
When they need something, who do they call for help? You know, that doesn't mean we're going to be here forever. We're just, hey, if the Lord has it on our spirit to give you a helping hand, we'll do it. We're not just going to be, oh, whatever. But clearly, y'all people hate us, but you can't stay away from us. You need us. They need lights. That's what we're supposed to represent unto the nation of Israel. We're supposed to represent lights, a path that they're supposed to take. But if they're too stupid, dumb, and blind to realize what we're doing is working, then they're going to fall into their own troubles. And we can't be there to help them out every time. One and done. Hey, I'll help you, but after this, you fuck up again on the same BS, you're on your own. But jumping back, 2 Corinthians 13:9, for we are glad when we are weak, and ye are strong. Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi. Well, through the brothers. When brothers are doing good, man, that's what we go weak for. So they can do good. It says, and this also we wish, even your perfection. So perfection according to the law, statutes, and commandments, which is only possible through Yahawashi. You see? We're perfect through Yahawashi. That's how we're made perfect. That's how we're found without blemish, which the brother read in Ephesians 5:27. That's how we're made perfect and strong. And these people can't say nothing. They can't come at us, y'all eat and drink. Y'all don't eat and drink. Y'all evil. Y'all evil. Y'all evil. Let the Lord say it for what it is, man. Leave it up to him. You ain't gonna usurp authority on the Lord. That's that nigga woman mindset. Trying to overthrow her husband.
That was on my spirit today, just randomly in my head. Just let the Lord decide.
Yeah, let it. That's leaning on the Lord. Your trust. Hey, Yahawashi. That's why we say, Lord willing, we can do this. We can do that. Lord willing, I'm gonna make it home tonight. That's up to the Lord. Let him decide. If he decides this, that's it. That's it. What are you gonna do? You know?
For real.
Like, ain't no arguing. That's the final say. When you realize that, your foundation is solid. You ain't questioning, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna piss my wife off. I don't know if I'm gonna piss my son off because I didn't want to celebrate.
She's
whatever.
gonna leave me because I didn't bring her flowers.
We ain't about all that. And if your woman's solid, she's gonna understand.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And if she ain't, well, the Lord's just purging her out of your life, so you don't have to worry about that. It's all about according to His purpose and His will. But we could jump back out. There was another one that had crossed my mind, but we'll see if the Spirit comes back to me on it.
John 15:4. Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine. No more can ye, except ye abide in me.
There you go.
I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me ye can do nothing.
So the vine is the Son of God.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, verse 4. Verse 5. I am the vine. That's the Son of God. The branches we represent a branch. The men that go out and teach, you don't even have to teach. If you believe in the Lord, the best thing to do is, hey, find out for yourself if you're able to teach. But if that spirit's not on you, you still gotta serve Him in whatever shape or form that may be. But you gotta hope that the Spirit's dealing with you. But it says, ye are the branches. So we represent the teachers out on the highways and hedges. We represent branches. We're branching out. That's how we grow. So it says, he that abideth in me. So yeah, you gotta abide just simply means to remain or wait. And the scriptures talk about being patient, enduring, going through suffering, not for stupidity but for righteousness. Because you see it all the time on this side. Jake's so damn dumb, he'll risk not filling up his gas tank to make it home. He'll risk not paying his rent, so go gambling. He'll make the dumbest decisions and then sit there crying to the Lord like, help me, help me. That's why you gotta tune into this Bible, man. The beginning of knowledge and wisdom and knowledge is through fear and the utmost respect for the Heavenly Father and His Son. And that's gonna turn into actions. You're gonna carry yourself a different way. You're gonna act a different way when it comes to the men of the Lord. Because that's that fear. That's remaining with you. That's a beautiful spirit to carry. The fear of the Lord, not the fear of this world. That's why we could be out here so damn bold and these people just have to walk by and act like they don't see us. We're the loudest people on this block right now. Not to be proud, but that's the spirit that's on us. We're making a statement. They're just hiding in their vehicles with the AC, the music blasting.
Or hiding, watching the cameras on the corner.
Yeah, watching through the security.
Right there?
What's that?
Right on the corner of the building, just
right. Oh yeah, the camera, yeah. These people see us. There ain't nothing we can do about it. Mm-hmm. But as long as the Lord sees us, because that's who we're out here vouching, we're hoping that vouches for us. So yeah, we're coming in the right spirit out of Rawchaa. But we can continue with where you left off.
John 15:6. If a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch, and is withered, and men gather them, and cast them into the fire, and they are burned.
That's ultimately going to happen with the World War III, the nuclear missiles. You know, you're going to be castaways. That's what you don't want to be. Someone that came into this thing and fell out. That's worse than you never touching it, never coming in. Go for it, Doc.
If ye abide in me, and my words abide in you, ye shall ask what ye will, and it shall be done unto you.
Because you're going to be in the right spirit. These words that he's referring to, that are the same words that are written in this book, that are going to cleanse you. You got to have them inside you, cleansing you. Giving heed. You're paying attention to the Bible, so when things happen in life, you can connect the dots. Like, what did The Bible already talked about this. I've already seen this before. I've read this. I've seen these situations before. To go for it.
Herein is my Father glorified, that ye bear much fruit, so shall ye be my disciples. As the Father hath loved me, so have I loved you. Continue ye in my love. If ye keep my commandments...
So Christians push love, right? This is love according to the Bible. Christians don't know true love according to the Bible. What they know is worldly love. Hugs and kisses. That's carnal. That's being the worldly.
Unconditional.
Yeah, that's unconditional. There's no backbone. There's no principles. There's no morals. That's why they got gay sons and gay daughters, and they oh, God loves them. No, the Lord specifically stated your children should not act like that. In the ancient world, if your child was disobedient and rebellious, rebellion is likened unto witchcraft. They would be stoned to death. Through mercy, through the Son, this is why we can learn what right is and what wrong is. But you leave it up to these devils, they're going to tell you everything is acceptable. They don't know how to think. They don't know right from wrong. They don't know green light from red light. All they know is go, go, go. Do without will, free will. That's not biblical. That's worldly. But go for it. Read that next verse. Yeah, I know their energy, bro.
Yeah,
like I felt it. Yeah, I felt the demons. Nothing but demons. That's what San Angelo's... that's what this entire earth is infested with. A bunch of demons.
John 15:10. If ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love, even as I kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. These things have I spoken unto you, that my joy might remain in you, and that your joy might be full.
So we can enjoy that we're moving according to the ways of Yahawah in the name Yahawashi. We're moving in the ways of righteous men by reading these Bibles and participating, putting our best foot forward. Reread verse, I'll read it out. John 15:10, while you pull up that next one. If ye keep my commandments, mind you, this is in red letters. He didn't say you're going to keep them. He said if. That's a big if. So what if we're the men of the Lord? That's the mindset we come in. What if? We'll see. What if ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love. And love is keeping the commandments. Even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. So it goes hand in hand. We could grab 1 John 5:3, but why? This clearly states the same thing in a different manner. So to listen and obey is love. The Lord said not to do this, you don't do it. He says go do this, you go and do it. And hey, the rest is everything that you slack on, because you have no, you're still in captivity. The nation of Israel is still held captive to this day. That's why being the brother, we want to go to Mexico, we got to prove our rights. We got to prove that we actually can come back home. You can own your house, own your cars, own everything, but guess what? They still want proof that you own it, that you're actually a citizen, you're etc., etc., etc. Mind you, these people came as foreigners. These are the original aliens. Because the Northern Kingdom, the Gadites, the Native Americans, they were already here. Issachar, the so-called Mexicans, they were already here. But Esau, as a punishment, the Lord sent Esau. And Esau, being proud as hell, now he's going to get his ass whooping by the Lord setting him up just to knock him down. That's something to rejoice over. Our people don't know what righteousness is, so that's why we're out here to teach. I'm going to reread it again. John 15 verse 10, if ye keep my commandments. This is the New Testament. So people in the world, these so-called Christians, because Christian just means you follow the anointed. But Christianity does not follow the anointed. It doesn't follow the Bible. It follows the world and the trajectory, the agenda it has to push. I don't even feel comfortable sending my little ones to school, because then they're going to look like the outcast, the little black sheep. Yeah, he can't eat that. He can't participate in this day. He can't do a bunch of no's. So then their flesh is going to automatically look at us crazy. And that's why, hey, if you're in the position, you could avoid those situations, avoid them. But some brothers have to suffer. Some children have to suffer. But the Lord is merciful, man.
He might put that spirit on them where they don't.
Yeah, they naturally, or they wake up one day like, what the? My dad was right. These people are crazy. So if you keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love, even as I have kept my Father's. So two separate beings. The Son is obeying his Father. Same way we're sons of God, obeying our Father in the name of our big brother Yahawashi. And abide in his love. Verse 11, these things have I spoken unto you, that my joy might remain in you, and that your joy might be full. So we can be joyful that we don't gotta be like these people scrambling, going into a store looking for flowers, looking for some chocolates. You know, graduation. You know, graduation. Okay, that's one thing, but these folly days, man, it's never. Esau's always finding an excuse to worship some idol, to make some idol to worship. But we can continue with the lesson.
Black History Month and fucking Gay Pride Month.
Native American history. Fucking everything's about
9/11, like
Memorial Day.
The shit that they did. You know what I mean?
That's how you know it's a big joke. No one's talking about the dead soldiers on Memorial Day. I believe that's what President's Day. No one's talking about these presidents. But it's just an excuse to party. It's a fucking distraction.
They don't be doing that, but they're real quick on Independence Day, July 4th.
4th of July, yeah, I should have said lighting up the night, yeah.
Yep.
But people still don't put two and two together. You know, but ignorant ass Northern Kingdom Israelites like I know personally, oh, 4th of July, woo, yeah,
and knowing,
America, we're free.
Knowing them, they want the loudest fireworks.
Yeah,
they want the
show
most
out.
illegal shit.
Yeah, worldly people show out for the world. We're spiritual men. So we're carrying ourselves and showing out for the Lord. We'll go for it. That's why we come out here so bold and loud. Like, hey, we're just showing out for our power. Rejoicing. What is that? What do they call that? Worshiping. We're worshiping our power, man. That's this whole freedom of speech, YouTube and all that's set up so we can come out here, man. But mind you, they're still butthurt. They're still gonna take a page down. They're still gonna stop by and talk mess, disregard, scoff, mock. Hey, in the end days, let me grab that real quick, Ak. This is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 3. Knowing this first. And mind you, this is a subheading reading, the coming day of the Lord. This has yet to happen. Shalawam, Mashak, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, Brakatah. So 2 Peter 3 and 3, the subheading being the coming day of the Lord. This is prophecy. This has to happen. Hasn't yet happened, but it will. The Son of God's walked on the earth, but he ascended into the heavens. Now he's going to descend with the Lord's host. But it says, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lust. So whatever their heart's set on, that's what they're walking after. They're not setting on what the Lord set on. That's what us submitting ourselves and focusing on the word. That's us submitting ourselves to the Lord's will. Being walking after what he desires for the nation of Israel. Whether it be the wicked ones being put out, to put out of their misery, because that's really, yeah, it's going to be terrible, terrible pain and suffering, but that's really what it takes to set them straight. The Lord has to burn a few of us, a majority of our people, man. So when I say us, I'm referring to the whole nation of Israel. But hey, that means brothers that carry this cross, we got to check ourselves even more, man. We got a bigger task at our hands. But continuing with this word scoffer, it just means a mocker, a false teacher. And that's what you see on this side. Someone will come up and tell us we're not teaching right, but they don't know what the hell they're teaching. They don't know what they're not teachers. So they should close their mouths. Even if you disagree, the smartest thing you could do is keep your mouth shut.
Like
that's yeah, we'll go for that.
Like that lady. Y'all have the truth, but you're just saying it too harshly.
Yeah, they're scoffing. They're looking down. They're mocking us. They're basically trying to cast like a spell with their words to the listener. So if you believe for listening, they say that, and then that's going to get you to follow them. Oh, she's right. I never thought of it like that. I like these guys. I believe what they're saying, but they're just being a little mean. Let me go follow that bitch. And women ain't even set up to teach. But you know, that's the mindset of a carnal man.
Just like that other...
like children. That's a child's mind. Go for that.
Just like that other demon when, you know, when they're talking out their mouths, you know, whatever, listening to them. Just because I didn't say a word, he looked me in my eyes and he goes, yeah, he knows what I'm thinking. We think the same.
Yeah, they're just
going back to that.
Yeah, wanting men's approval.
Exactly. And going back, having me think, yeah, maybe he was right. We're thinking the same. Let me go with you,
They're trying to reel you in. That's what we're doing out here. That's why we're offensive to people. We're trying to reel people in in the spirit.
Like branches.
Yeah,
you know,
we're fishers of men. We're fishing, man. We're casting it out. Someone bite. Someone bite.
Oh, it's a crawfish? Nah.
Yeah.
Oh, shrimp? Nah.
Fucking catfish. Get out of here. San Angelo and their damn catfish. That's how you know those places, Wicked. You got fucking Issachar out here. Oh, they just dropped catfish. Hey, that's not the move. That's not the move, man. But hey, we're just gonna let them be. You know, the Lord will have mercy on whom He has mercy. But we could continue. Let me see. I'll leave it. 2 Peter 3:3. We'll jump back to Jeremiah.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. Thus saith Yahawah of hosts, the children of...
Yahawah, Lord of hosts. Right.
Khan. Thus saith Yahawah, the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go.
So the reason the brother grabbed this is to prove we're still the same people. Northern kingdom, southern kingdom, from Judah on down to Issachar, on the sign we have right here. They're the same people, different tribes, different spirits, because that's what each tribe represents, is a different variation, a different cut from the same fabric, you know, but a different aspect, a different shade, maybe color. But at the end of the day, they're still the same people. That's what the branch, Yahawashi, is going to put us all back together in one piece, which we'll grab with the sign through the Spirit. Ezekiel 37, we'll jump to here in a minute. Let me see if I have it. Slakia, Ezekiel 35. But yeah, we're the same people, so we were oppressed together. Every nation that has their leg up on the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, beginning with Esau, Edom, you know, our day one enemy, that they have always held us and refused to show mercy. They tricked our people. If anything, they just got in our people's heads, convincing them that they're showing mercy by letting them out of that hardcore slavery. But really,
modern day slavery.
Yeah, they think they outsmarted Jake. But now guess what Jake has? The ability to read the Bible, the ability to go out and teach the Bible. So that really killed them. They blew up their own mission. They're self-destructing by letting us. Their number one mistake was letting us, you know, keeping the Bible around. That was the number one mistake of an Edomite. But guess why they did that? Because they're proud. The Lord allowed them to think that they could outsmart us in every way. You know what? We won't take the Bible away. We're going to teach it to them. And then now here we are waking up. Although we walked into these churches before once, when we were in the world, now we're awake like these niggas been lying. We're calling them for what? We're calling a spade, like the saying goes. We're just calling it how we see it, man. How you doing? So, we could continue out. We're calling a devil a devil. Man, that's all it is, man. It don't take rocket science. Like, you know, we just read John 50 and 33. But the brother's going to jump to Ezekiel 35 because that's really the ultimate symbol on this side. If you want to talk physically, brothers teaching, brothers having signs with all our tribes, and us being out here calling upon the Israelite foreigner. You know, as it's taught in Tobit 13 and 3. As it states, you know, we were scattered among them, man. Our people have been scattered among all nations. So we're out here amongst all the nations, teaching, not for all the nations, but all the nations that have Israelites. Let's say it like that. All the nations that have an Israelite, that's why we're teaching all nations, because they have Israelites. That's the gold. The elect of the nation of Israel is the gold that's going through the furnace of adversity. The furnace of troubles. And like I said, just because Israelites suffer on this side doesn't mean they're suffering for righteousness. So yeah, we all have troubles. We can all relate. But now that you're in the truth, you're suffering for a purpose, a greater purpose. You're suffering in the name Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi. Just to prove that you're actually that guy, so to speak. You're actually that precious gem that the Lord scattered. And it's bringing right back to him. Through the spirit first, and then the physical takes part. It's going to be so mind-blowing when the Lord shows up that people are going to want to say it was a dream. They're going to wish it was just some dream or some nightmare. That's how real it's going to be. We'll go for it. Or how surreal, I should say. Go for it.
And for Ezekiel 35 and 15 through 23.
Maybe I picked the wrong chapter. It's 37. So like, yeah, I misspoke. Ezekiel 37 verse 23. It must have been a typo.
Yeah, 50 through 23.
Wait, let me see.
Yeah, the other one only went up to
25, right? Or which one did I say to start with?
Yeah.
13. Yeah. Yep.
Ezekiel 37 and 15. The word of Yahawah came again unto me, saying, Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick, and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel his companions.
So Judah and the children of Israel, the northern and the southern kingdom. The southern kingdom is Judah. The Israel represents the northern kingdom. And the one stick is this sign we have out here, which I was gonna grab it, but it's safely put. I got books and stuff, but brothers should know it. And if you're a new listener, you don't know, just look up the 12 tribes of Israel chart. And 9 times out of 10, you're gonna see the so-called Negroes on down to the so-called Mexicans, you know. But hey, you know, it just varies how different camps have it set up. But hey, 9 times out of 10, these camps know what they're talking about when it comes to that. That's something most camps can agree on. The so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American are the Israelites, and the scattered birds are the scattered Israelites. You know, the Israelite foreigner. Go for it.
Ezekiel 37 and 16. Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick, and write upon it for Judah, and for the children of Israel his companions. Then take another stick, and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel his companions.
So I'm saying the same exact thing in another way. So there is no misunderstanding this. This is the tribes of Israel being brought back through a symbol, a sign. What verse we at?
17.
God.
Ezekiel 37 and 17. And join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand.
So just like we read earlier with John 10 and 13 through 16, it goes into how the nation of Israel, the Lord had to go gather the other sheep so they could become one fold. So now we're reading through the Spirit. Ezekiel was prophesying of these signs being set up. This one stick, the 2 kingdoms being put together on one stick, which is this plank of wood, you know, so to speak. This plank right here. We'll go for it.
Ezekiel 37 and 18. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, Wilt thou not shew us with thou meanest by these? So
what's that sign right there? I see Mexican, I see Cuban, I see Puerto Rican, I see Haitians. What does it mean? And that's what this is. It's a rod. It's a hook. Mm-hmm. All these signs that brothers bring out here, it's not to be just having signs. It has information on it.
We ain't just clickbaiting.
Yeah, it ain't clickbait. This is real deal. Like, that's a good point. This ain't just some thumbnail we made up. This is actual real information. It's valuable if you can receive it. If you can't, you're gonna just scoff, look the other way, and remain blind. Go for that.
Like half these Edomites today.
Oh yeah, well these Edomites are they know more than us to an extent. These elites know a little bit more than us, but now we're catching up. We probably passed them through the Spirit as a nation of Israel with information. We're talking about things that they're still trying to fulfill themselves. Mm-hmm. Esau's trying to. The Lord has Esau's spirit roused up. How the fuck we're gonna stop these Israelites? Get the chips ready.
Yep.
Get them marked. Get them. Force them. We're gonna martial law, FEMA camp.
No food.
Yeah, no food. Yeah, famines.
Take their family.
Knock that bridge down. Knock that train over. Y'all think that shit's on accident? Like, y'all have to be morons. Israel, I'm speaking to you. These other nations see what's up. Esau knows what's up. Even the Edomites that are not in the elite's position, they're looking at Esau, their government like, what the fuck? What's going on? Because they're suffering at the same time. Esau ain't that crafty, man. He's crafty, but hey, the Lord's superior when it comes to setting people up, and you know, the master, the creator of chess. I'll leave it like that. He knows the play. He created the game.
Yep.
So they
think knocking over one ship, but he's gonna hold up toilet paper, hold up pieces of water. Is crazy.
And really, that's them gradually getting to that point.
Yep.
They're gonna this whole system's gonna collapse. They're gonna try to force that chip to save the day. They're gonna be that what is that? That God complex.
Yep.
That's what they have, a God complex. They look like a God, a power.
Yep. They want to be them so bad. They want to be.
Exactly. So they have to, what is that? Artificial it.
Like that little polluted.
There's the fucking 9/11. Yeah, that was all. That's just them trying to look like they're doing something good by going to war, just so they can make some money.
Yep.
We'll go for it.
Ezekiel 37:19, say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribe of Israel his fellows, and we will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. And the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thine hand before their eyes.
Yeah, physical.
And say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen.
And there you go. The children of Israel scattered amongst the heathen. The heathen, when you read the word heathen, yeah, Israel could be likened unto heathen. Niggas. Wicked, backsliding Israel. But it's also referring to these other nations. That's the real bottom line heathen. There ain't no getting out of that position with these other nations. They're heathen. They're not children of God. They're not going to believe in the Lord. They don't believe in the true power that set up the heavens and the earth. The one that chose the dove, the lily, the one vine, which is the nation of Israel. They're not going to believe in him. They weren't set up to believe in him. The ones that actually have a little bit of thinking, like Rahab, and she asked for Israel to show mercy, we held our end of the deal because she held her end of the deal. You see? Even Ruth comes to mind. But at the end of the day, these other nations don't have it. They don't have the opportunity that the nation of Israel has. And that shows how stupid Israel has. Because these other nations probably would have got right by now if it was for them. But hey, that just shows how the Lord has it set the way he chose it. But we could continue on.
Ezekiel 37:21, and say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. And I will make them one
and this
nation.
hasn't happened yet. The nation of Israel, the true nation of Israel has not been restored. That's why world wars are still a thing. That's why rumors of war, guns are still running around rampant. You know, YNs running around shooting up the block, robbing people, breaking into houses, and what is that, home invasions? That's still a thing because the nation of Israel hasn't been restored. So the Israelis in Israel today, that's not the true land of God right now. That's the land we're going to be given, but it hasn't been cleansed. It hasn't been cleansed properly. Go for it. Huh?
Ezekiel 37:22, and I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king of them all, and they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms any more at all. Neither shall they defile themselves any more with their idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions, but I will save them out of all their dwelling places, wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them. So shall they be my people, and I will be their God.
That's what we're fighting for right now. We're fighting to bring our people back in their right mind, preparing for our Savior. We're preparing for Yahawashi. He saves, he delivers. That's literally what his name means in the Hebrew. Yahawashi delivers or saves. Either one works. Well, we can continue with Zechariah.
Zechariah chapter 11, verse 4 in the NLT. This is what Yahawah my God says. Go and care for the flock that is intended for slaughter.
The flock is the Israelites. That's what we're out here caring for. We're out here looking for the flock that's intended to be killed through Planned Parenthood. They try to get you as early as possible before you even breathe air, oxygen. They're trying to take your life, Jake. And y'all still out here acting like a bunch of buffoons. Let me grab this real quick.
That is crazy.
Yeah, they get you before you even get oxygen in your fucking body, man. Imagine that. All these lifetimes, and one of them is you just fucking born and die within the womb.
Don't even forget about how the child is already forming, and then they want to go in there.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, man. That's vexing. That vexes our spirit.
What do they call that one?
I have no idea. Shit, I don't even care to look. It's fucking demonic. That's sacrificing your children unto these idols, unto these false gods. In 2022, so here's a quick grab. I just looked up how many abortions do black women have. In 2022, black women accounted for 39.5%. 40, let's just say 40.
Yeah.
That's like almost half. Literally, you could just
all...
call it half. In 2022, it says of all reported abortions in the United States. So that's just America. Babylon, the land of confusion. Here it is, Eve. 9 times out of 10, it's probably a Jake, baby. And she's over here killing them. They hate themselves, man. Esau has taught our people to hate themselves.
Just like how they
kill themselves. Your children are supposed to be little versions of you. You hate yourself that bad, you're going to kill yourself and your children along with you. Maybe that's a mercy kill. I don't know how the Lord's thinking, but to have an abortion, that's fucking wicked as hell. You know, that's Satan. The Lord allowed Satan to do what he had to do so it could justify with how all things are going to be set straight. How all chaos is going to be put to an end. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, this translates to an estimate of 286,000 abortions obtained by black women in 2022. And that's not just the shame of the Southern Kingdom. The Northern Kingdom's just as evil. Let me look that up. Hispanic women. Because we hate all you evil bitches. So we'll just say it like that. We don't trust you, like with the fucking Future album. In the United States, Hispanic women accounted for 21% of all abortions in 2019. Now I'm going to flip the coin. How many abortions do white women have? According to the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, in 2021, there were approximately 58,000 abortions among non-Hispanic white women in the United States. This represents about 29% of all abortions performed in that year. And some of those are still Jakes, man.
Because you know Esau
Irish, you know, we'll go for that.
Because you know Esau, they might be considering that white because of the birth certificate, how they claim us to be white.
And
so
how they may look a little
specific,
pale. Yeah. Their father is a so-called Negro, but then their mom is white, and then they have a child with another so-called, you know, Negro that's light-skinned, and then their kids look white. You know, it goes on down to where they start just, oh, that's a white baby. But when it comes to what is it that? Let me see if I can find this real quick.
DNA testing, they probably just take it out the mom at that too, not even counting that or whatnot.
Hold on. Here is this. So Esau knows a little something. This is what he says. I looked up quarter Negro law, because this used to be a thing. It still probably is. That's how Esau looks at us. The 1 quarter Negro law, also known as the 1 quarter rule or 1 drop rule in specific context, refers to laws and social practices that classified individuals as black based on having 1 quarter or more African ancestry. This categorization had significant legal and social implications, particularly before the Civil War and during the Jim Crow era. So you had 1 ancestor. It didn't even have to be your father. They're going to consider you black. But according to the Bible, it's according to your forefathers. So you could look like a so-called Negro, but if your forefathers are Edomites, then you're an Edomite. You could look all Frederick Douglass. There's a lot of examples out there. So that's something we keep in mind as well when we see our people out here. They're probably not even our people. It's a fucking, you know, a makeup. It just looks like it's a facade. That's why you got to be spiritual, man. Yeah, see, depending on the state, any individual with at least 1 quarter, 1/8, or 1/16 black blood was considered legally black. But now they switched it, like the brother says, Hispanics can fall under that white category because they're not going to put Hispanic. Or they'll make you check white, and then the next one is are you of a Latino or Hispanic descent? So they ask you twice, but they're trying to, for their own personal information, they could fuck with the numbers.
Yep.
But they know they can't outnumber us. Esau, that's why he does this stuff, because he's falling in fertility.
Yep.
He can't outproduce the Jakes, the Jacobs of the sands of the sea. But we can continue on. So jumping back with Zechariah 11.
Zechariah 11, verse 5. The buyers slaughter their sheep without remorse. The sellers say, praise Yahawah. Now I'm rich. Even the shepherds have no comparison for them.
Compassion.
Salakia. Even the shepherds have no compassion for them.
Let me see. Reread that first half.
This up here?
No. There's still that verse.
Right here?
Yeah.
The sellers say, praise Yahawah. Now I'm rich. Even the shepherds have no compassion for them.
No. The buyers slaughter. Yeah.
The buyers slaughter their sheep without remorse. The sellers say, praise Yahawah. Now I'm rich. Even the shepherds have no compassion for them.
This is representing that the slavery, the southern and the northern kingdom experienced. Just like we mentioned with modern days, the abortion. That's them praising. They give credit to Satan. These Edomites know what they're doing. They serve their power, evil, wickedness. They serve him by encouraging our people to sacrifice their children. That's what you're doing. You don't realize it because they try to paint the picture and make it sweet. They make bitter for sweet, man. That's what this side represents. You know, you're Israelites. Yeah, it don't mean nothing to our people until it means something, right? Until the Lord shows up, and it's said and done. Curtain closed, right? When the credit rolls, the credits roll down the screen. Hey, it's too late. Ain't no going back. You know, but hey, next weekend, if the Lord has us out here, hey, you brothers or sisters that may be out there want to inquire about the Lord, we're gonna be out here Saturday mornings. You know, Rawchaa. That's what we're here for. We're not here to ask for money. We're not out here to fucking give out turkeys on Thanksgiving. That's not our purpose. This ain't no function, man. It ain't no party, is what I'm trying to say. We're out here trying to function in the spirit. But hey, albeit, man, we ain't out here to beg nobody.
Just like we were saying earlier, fishing.
Yeah, we're fishing. Y'all don't want to bite, don't bite. Someone will. That's what we're here for. That's what keeps us going. We're not out here, well, they don't want to talk to me. Let me go home. Nah, we're going to be out here. As long as the Lord permits us. Well, you read Zechariah. Jump to back to second Ezra's Baba Kusha.
Khan.
And mind you, this is Ezra having a spiritual discussion with an angel, which I believe it states his name.
Second Ezra chapter 5, verse 27.
Which is, he's talking to God. When you deal with the men of the Lord or an angel, you know, hey, if it's, you know, because some people get overthrown. Oh, I talked to an angel. God talked to me. Hey, the Lord's speaking through his Bible, through his men. And yeah, and these events did happen. The Lord did warn our forefathers, but he's also warning us through men, or through angels that appear as men that come and talk to us at camp. Because that happens as well. But, you know, but we're not going to out here to, you know, just look for that only. We're just, hey, they could be standing over there watching us. They could be in a chariot watching us. The Lord's watching, man. But, hey, the ultimate thing, like I stated earlier, is getting to that finish line. It's not just about the moments. It's about the end. How is your outcome?
It's not about just signing up.
Yeah, it's not about you got to fall in love with the process to get you to that destination. You can't hit the GPS and then go off-road and expect to get where you needed to go at the right time. You're going off course. So go for it.
Second Ezra chapter 5, verse 27. And among all the multitudes of people thou hast gotten thee one people. And unto this people whom thou lovest, thou gavest a law that is approved of all. And now, O Lord, why hast thou given this one people over unto many?
So this one people, the nation of Israel. What
And
verse is that at? I'm going to follow
That's
you.
28.
28?
I'll reread 28.
Yeah, read, start from the top. I'm going to follow it with you.
Con.
Just to make sure I break things down properly, Lord willing.
Second Ezra chapter 5, verse 27. And among all the multitudes of peoples, thou hast gotten thee one people. And unto this people whom thou lovest, thou gavest a law that is approved of all.
We read that in John 15. You keep his commandments. That's how you abide in his love. So Ezra knew this. Why doesn't Israel today know this? Well, because they refuse to listen. They'd rather walk past us than then acknowledge us, look over, and now say, you're Israelites. You know that, right? And they just keep walking. And maybe they aren't. We just talked about some of them may not even be Israelites, so who knows? As of now, if you're not of the elect, you're not the nation of Israel, because you're going to be judged like the heathen, because you're going to be acting like the heathen. We'll go for it. Huh?
2nd Ezra chapter 5 verse 28. And now, O Lord, why hast thou given this one people over unto many?
Slavery, captivity, sufferings, this land to this land, on this slave ship to this slave ship. Go for it.
And upon the one root hast thou prepared others. And why hast thou scattered thy only one people among many?
So he's asking, why, Lord, why? Because Ezra still was trying to figure it out. That's how we were on this side. Before the truth, we sat there thinking, why am I on this fucking earth, man? What's going on? What is this? Like, everyone has that question. If you're spiritual, why am I here? What am I doing? What is my purpose? You're looking for a path. And some people fall into the world, well, I'm a rapper. I was sent here to be the top MC, best ball dribbler, best chef, you know, best salesman, car salesman, best teacher. That's worldly, man. That stuff's gonna pass away with your life. Once you die, someone's gonna step in and take those shoes. We'll go for it. Huh?
The fastest rapper, the
Yeah,
nigga with the most money.
Fucking strongest athlete, whatever. Biggest dude in San Angelo, nicest car. It don't matter. Don't matter. If it ain't about the Lord, it ain't worth anything. It ain't nothing. Go for it. Huh?
2nd Ezra chapter 5 verse 29. And they which did gainsay thy promise and believe not thy covenants have trodden them down. If thou didst so much hate thy people, yet shouldest thou punish them with thine own hands.
So basically he wants to speed up the process. Just do it already. But it's all according to the Lord's time. If we're up to Jake, man, we would watch, it'd be like a TikTok short, you know, everything just happens within an instant, but it ain't up to us. We can't make that decision for the Lord, so it's going to be however long he says it is. Just like Yahawashi said, he couldn't tell us the time. That's up to the Father. Now I'm sure Yahawashi knows. He's looking down and knows the date, knows the time. But at that time on earth, he had as a man, he spoke. But he was a son of God, and he was still hated because they know his spirit just didn't fit in with the rest of the nation of Israel at that time. The only ones that could understand and get him were his disciples and those that believed. We'll go for it. Huh?
2nd Ezra 5 and 31.
That remnant, I should say. Go for it.
Now when I had spoken these words, the angel that came to me the night afore was sent unto me, and said unto me, hear me, and I will instruct thee. Hearken to the thing that I say, and I shall tell thee more.
So be obedient. The Lord was extending his hand. He was speaking through this angel, this messenger. When you go into the meaning of angel, it just means a messenger. That's what we're supposed to represent. We're sending the message. We're letting you know we're making a way for the Lord to return. We're not out here just for nothing. We're not like these clueless people waiting for the next holiday. For the next bullshit ass thing to entertain themselves. The next barbecue. Jake's not wicked for cooking and eating food. But is it lawful food? 9 times out of 10, no. Is it a lawful thing they're cooking for? Is it a lawful day? Jay, don't ask these things, man. Just like these niggas, man, you hire them to do a job, you give them a checklist, they do half the checklist. I'll get to that later. I'll skip that one. That one looks done.
Half-assed.
Yeah, half-assed. You see, that's why when you get the right person to do the right job, that's what the Lord values. So that's what we fight for, is to be those valuable assets to the Lord, tools he could use. Put me in, coach. That's the mindset we got to come out here with. Go for it, huh?
2nd Ezra chapter 5 verse 33. And I said, speak on, my Lord. Then said he unto me, thou art sore troubled in mind for Israel's sake. Lovest thou that people better than he that made them?
So you like Israel more than the God of Israel? Really? That's what, you know, Ezra was having to get checked. Because, you know, we have those thoughts on this side. But sometimes we got to remind ourselves, these people don't care about the Lord. So we don't have to feel for them the way that they feel in the world. They be fucking crabs in a basket. They're trying to drag you into their bullshit. So sometimes you got to put your foot down and draw a line. Keep your boundaries. Keep your own self, you know, your peace of mind. We're not called to be a superhero, like a Superman unto the world. We're called to be a light unto our people. If they want to get right, they want the results that we're seeing on this side in the truth, they got to jump that. They have to make that decision to come and serve the Lord in a sincere spirit. Not just, oh, you know, I'm going to act like it just so I could get around the brothers, benefit off of that, act like I care, and then go back to the world, you know, when no one's looking. You can't, you know, you can't do that. The Lord will see right through it, and eventually you'll get found out. That's what the Lord meant when we read earlier, the branches cast out, withered away. You're going to die out. You're going to fade away. You go for it, huh?
2nd Ezra chapter 5 verse 34. And I said, no, Lord, but if very grief have I spoken, for my reins pain me every hour while I labor to comprehend the way of the Most High, and to seek out part of his judgment.
Yeah, we try to get an understanding of why we're here. What's our purpose? We have a better advantage now, because this all happened already with the Ezra's account. Now we're reading about it so we can understand Ezra's pain. Ezra understood our pain, so he wrote this. The scribes had this written and documented. Ezra spoke this out, told someone about it. Now it's documented for us. So through the Spirit, Ezra's on this earth, reliving another life, living again. And hey, he's still that same Spirit that's set on this earth to be saved. He's a righteous man. Or he's in the spiritual world waiting to come back and gather the rest of the flock. So we go for it, huh?
2nd Ezra chapter 5 verse 35. And he said unto me, thou canst not. And I said, wherefore, Lord? Whereunto was I born then? Or why was not my mother's womb then my grave?
So he was in that house of mourning. Like, why didn't I just die in my mom's womb? Like, fuck it. That's how bad it is to see the side go on. It's only getting worse and worse.
That I might not have seen the travail of Jacob and the wearisome toil of the stock of Israel.
And that's how you know it's all been about Israel. Everything we've been reading amongst 2nd Ezra 5 with verse 27 on down, this has all been particularly about Israel. Actually, we started earlier with verse 23. That's it though. He wasn't crying about the world. Oh Lord, why are those Canaanites over there suffering? Why is Ishmael crying over there in the corner? The Lord knows who he's dealing with, and we as a nation should know who's dealing with us and what's going on. You know? Because before I came into the truth, I had those questions. So why do people starve? And as soon as the guy that, you know, that put me on the Bible, he actually bought me this Bible I carry out here. But he doesn't teach, you know, hey, may the Lord have mercy on him. He was set up and he gave me a Bible out of the Spirit was on him to do so. I wasn't even in the truth yet. I just was catching wind. He was breaking down Christmas with Jeremiah 10. He was breaking down Leviticus 11 and 7 with the whole pork. And I started eating. You know, he was feeding me through the Spirit. I asked him, why do people starve? He's like, they're just not the Lord's people. And that stuck with me. It was real. I couldn't, damn, he bullshitted me. No, he's just straight up about it. They're not the Lord's people. So I had relief. I could rejoice saying that. Not everyone on this earth is the Lord's people. Not every shoe on this earth is made for me to put my feet in. I can't go take someone's shoe. That's the same way the Lord has it. He set his eyes on the nation of Israel, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. So he's dealt with them like a child and punished them for all their damn idol worship. He's punished us for not getting right the moment we were out of the womb. We suffer on this side. We have sins from our past we want covered, Lord. That's what we're out here to proclaim and teach our people. There's a way to be recovered. In the name of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi. That's it. That's it, man. This is the marathon, not a sprint, not a quick one and done. No, this is a consistent time and time battle we've been fighting our entire existence. So yeah, no wonder Ezra was going through it. He was in the Spirit, man. He fasted those 7 days too. I believe this is after he fasted. You read verse 35, right?
Time.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and jump to Jeremiah.
Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 6. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child.
So why is a man going suffering? Because this still has to happen as well. Go for it, Doc.
Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins,
Loins, right?
on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness.
Yeah, a lot of the men are going to be starving to death. And all sorts of pains are going to attack the nation of Israel. Because that's who it's specifically getting at with this next verse. Go for it, Doc.
Jeremiah 30 and 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
So he that is saved out of it, Jacob. The ones that are saved is that remnant. The rest of Jacob, the entire nation of Israel that isn't going to be saved, are going to be put to death and destroyed, suffered, starved, shot to death, stabbed to death, jump off bridges because they can't accept the way life has turned. Because they couldn't accept that they weren't supposed to take that microchip. A lot of Jakes are gonna fall for it, man, because they put their trust in men and not the Lord. Go for verse 8, Baba Kusha.
Jeremiah 30 and 8. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahawah of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him.
So yeah, we're no longer going to be slaves. You know? Hey, spiritually, we're free, man. We can stand out here and say we're free. We're not in the worldly vibration. This place is like a whirlpool. And we're like somewhere off to the side where we're at peace. We're not following the trajectory. We're not running that hamster wheel no more. We're not set on a 401k.
That rat trap.
You know, our 401k is not going to save us. Retirement plan. Yeah, day by day. You can save some money day by day. That's how you stack it up. You could watch your weight day by day. That's how you lose weight. It's simple. It's just one day at a time.
Yup.
Everything's one day at a time. But hey, Jake, man, being in the flesh, you're naturally going to feel those lazy demons. Procrastination. I'll get to it later.
Yep.
That's that nigga shit, man. You got to learn how to be just, you know, like a disciple, man. Discipline.
Yeah, just like you mentioned, that's the good aspect. You can't just lose 50 pounds in
1 hour.
day. Yeah, 1 hour.
One workout.
One workout.
Just do a solid 30-minute workout every day. I guarantee you're gonna look different in 30 days. It's just consistency. That's how you. That's why we mentioned the tortoise so damn much. The tortoise is wise. The rabbit was a fucking jackass. A jackrabbit, jackass, man.
Yep.
It's dumb. Oh yeah, I'm the fastest one. I could do this in 10 minutes, and you take a. Before you know it, hey, the tortoise finished the race, man. The tortoise was ready. He was consistent. One step at a time. Now run over here, take a break, relax. And then the tortoise has been moving steady. We'll go for it, Doc.
Revelation 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept thy word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth.
So all of them, not just the nation of Israel, the whole entire world and all nations will be tried. And the ones that have to pass, if they're going to be saved, are the nation of Israel. You see? We have a God. We have a covenant we have to keep with our Lord. It ain't a one-sided thing. That's how this world pushes it. God's a one-sided phone. You just call him, ask him, and that's it. Don't worry about nothing else. You ever worried about him? You ever worried about what he requires of you? That's not how a relationship works on this side. If brothers were just one-sided, you know, it wouldn't work. If a husband and wife was a one-sided thing, you wouldn't be with that person. It takes a commitment, an agreement. And that's what the Heavenly Father set up with the first covenant. And that second covenant is going to be established when we're not going to die anymore. No longer go to war anymore. We're just going to rule. We'll jump to Psalms, Zach.
Psalms 46 and 1. To the chief musician, For the sons of Korah, a song upon Alamoth. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble.
So in Jacob's trouble, in the hour of temptation, our refuge and strength is going to come from Yahweh in the name Yahawashi. We're not going to fold. Yahweh Rawchaa. Lord willing, brothers that are fighting are going to continue to fight and overcome this world and all the bullshit it comes with. The obstacles, the potholes, the shitty attitudes you got to deal with on this side, man. Because a brother that came into the truth was that close from fucking bugging the fuck out. But it's the spirit that keeps us sane, man. Satan would love to get in our heads and destroy us. Break us from the inside out. That's what happens with these wicked Israelites that either refuse to get right or have still yet to be brought in. But especially if you come into this truth, man, and you fall out, you see it time and time again. Those so-called brothers were never brothers. They just bugged the fuck out, man. But we could grab, jump back to Ezekiel.
Con, we got Ezekiel. I think it's the same.
37. No, you're good. You're good. 37.
Con.
Yeah, you got that. So we'll grab a few more and we'll get out of here. Lord willing, up until this point, this lesson has been edifying.
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 24. And David my servant shall be king over them, and they all shall have one shepherd. They should also walk in my judgments and observe my statutes and do them. And they shall dwell in the land that I have given unto Jacob my servant.
So mind you, this is the new covenant we're reading about. This hasn't happened yet. This is still a prophecy yet to be fulfilled. I'm gonna follow you out. Where you at?
I'll reread 25.
Yeah, go for it.
Ezekiel 37 and 25.
Oh wait, read verse 24 about the sham.
Con. Ezekiel 37 and 24. And David my servant shall be king over them, and they all shall have one shepherd. They shall also walk in my judgments and observe my statutes and do them.
This Israel is not on this tip right now. They're not on this move. Now the remnant is. The remnant's gonna see this and get right. But the overall nation of Israel is gonna get right completely 100% with King David returning. With Yahweh in the name Yahawashi showing up and setting up King David. Go for it, Doc.
Ezekiel 37 and 25. And they shall dwell in the land that I have given unto Jacob my servant, wherein your fathers have dwelt, and they shall dwell therein, even they, and their children, and their children's children, forever.
See? So not for a moment, but for eternity. Because the joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment. You know, they celebrate, they laugh, they look at us crazy. But it's for the moment, man. That's why it's about being patient. Let them have their moment. It's fine. We got eternity on our hands. That's what we're fighting for. We're not fighting for the little crumbs.
To laugh now, cry later.
We want the whole platter, man. Why bitch and moan over their little crumb? The Lord promised you a whole buffet. Go for that.
And my servant David shall be their prince forever. Ezekiel 37 and 26.
Yeah, just read on down to the bottom.
Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them.
So the new covenant.
And I will place them and multiply them, and will set my sanctuary in the midst of them evermore. My tabernacle also shall be with them. Yea, I will be their God, and they shall be my people. And the heathen shall...
That's possessive, my people. He's not referring to the whole world. He's referring to the nation of Israel, my people. King David was an Israelite. Goliath wasn't. What happened to Goliath? Why were they at war? Because Goliath thought they got the real power. The Lord tricked them, set them up. Yeah, I'll give you the tallest, biggest, baddest motherfucker, but I'm going to have King David slaughter him. You know, straight up cut off his head. Go for that.
Ezekiel 37 and 28. And the heathen shall know that I, Yahweh, do sanctify Israel, when my sanctuary shall be in the midst of them forevermore.
So this is what we're hoping to see, the day. That's what we're fighting to see, the day that this happens. That's what we rejoice over. This is the joy Yahawashi was speaking of, that to fill us up, man. To fill up our spiritual tank so we can keep going. To make it to that finish line. And I wanted to make, So going back to with Goliath being set up to be destroyed by King David, that's the same mentality we have as a father. I had my son wrestling with his little cousin, whatever, or his cousin his age, a little bigger than him. And my son straight up asked me, hey, Dad, is it cool if I wrestle with him? Like, and he's a 3-year-old, mind you. Is it cool if we fight, whatever? I'm like, all right, if you're going to wrestle, whatever, don't make me, how did I say? Don't make me upset. You know, don't let me regret letting you. And he was throwing them around, so it was cool. That's the same thing with us as the nation of Israel. We're likened unto the Lord's children. We're not put on this earth to make him upset if we're going to move in the right spirit. We're put on this earth to do our best to please him, to please the Heavenly Father. Like Yahawashi, just like Yahawashi pleased him. Yahweh was pleased to bruise Yahawashi, put him through some pain. But it was for the greater good of the overall nation of Israel. The God of Israel wants his people right. So that's what we fight for, if it ain't clear already. You know, I'm going to say that till I give up the ghost. You know Yahweh we are. We don't even have to. But that's what we're fighting for, is to get the nation of Israel, specifically the elect, on that path so we can speed up this process. That's just doing our part of the job. You want to close at closing time, you got to start prepping. You want to open up the store, you know, at a certain time, you got to prep for those customers to come in. The boss is about to come in. Clean up, clean up. That's what we're doing through the Spirit. We're cleaning up everything we see to the best of our ability for Yahawashi. Doing our part as brothers. Keeping ourselves clean so we can do it for others, man. And how was cleansing? What did we read earlier? You know, we could have grabbed Psalm 119 and, what was it, 9? We were cleansed through the Word. We're not cleansed through some other book. This is the book. This is the way. We'll go for it. You got Deuteronomy?
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments.
And where are those statutes and judgments? The Bible.
Even as Yahweh my God commanded me, that ye shall do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Because nothing stated in the Bible was for nothing. It had purpose. Our laws, statutes, and commandments have a purpose. So that's why these other nations are like, damn, that's smart. I don't know why I didn't think like that. I don't know why I can't be like that. Because they're not us. We'll go for it. You can grab that next verse.
Deuteronomy 4:7. For what nation is there so great? Who hath God so nigh unto them? As Yahweh our God is in all things that we call upon him for.
Yep, he answers, man. He's a living power. He's not the God of the dead. He's not a death God. He's alive and well. That's what we're here to say, man. Our power is living. He ain't like these Allah worshippers, Buddha worshippers,
Future tellers.
yeah, fortune tellers and shit, man.
Fortune tellers.
Yeah, fuck out of here, man. That shit ain't it. Egyptian God, fuck, man. That shit pisses me off that people really think they got it. But hey, let the dumb be dumb.
Yep, like I knew a guy that he goes to this guy that tells him how he's gonna die, or he tells him his future,
Yeah.
but he doesn't want to know how he's gonna die.
Ignorant,
So that
man.
guy's
I'll tell him the ICBM missile if the Lord keeps him here. That's how you're gonna die, man. We'll go for it.
Deuteronomy 4:8. And what nation is there so great that has statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day?
So what nation? But the nation of Israel. So that cuts that whole one world order bullshit that this devil pushes. This everyone's equal bullshit. That sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. these words, this Bible is very hurtful to any nation outside of Israel.
Just like that lady said, we're too
Yeah.
harshful with
We're
it.
too harsh because we're being honest.
Yep.
What do you want the doctor to not tell you got cancer? To tell you you're not? You don't got a death sentence? Like, they got to put fear in you to
Yep.
make you do something. So
Yep.
that's what we're out here doing, prescribing Israel what they need.
Yep, you're gonna die if you don't lose
Yeah.
weight. You're gonna die if you don't turn to the Lord.
Yep,
It's
exactly.
true
Because all
thing.
those things, all those carnal things, are all figured and sorted through the Bible. The Lord teaches us how to live, and with that comes your health, your diet, your finances, your how you communicate amongst brothers, brotherly love. That's what the law, statutes, and commandments represent. That's what love is. To not steal from one another, not stab each other in the back, not lie, not be idol worshipers. You warn your people. You look out for them. You want the greater good for them. But I'll grab this last one for you. I'm going to jump to Hosea to wrap it all up because it's been a beautiful camp. Hosea chapter 3, verse 4. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king. So, going back to what we read with Ezekiel. And without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image, and without an ephod, and without teraphim. Here's the point. Afterward shall the children of Israel return. And that's what you see right now. We are Israelites that have returned to our power. And seek Yahweh their God. What have we been teaching? We've been teaching how to get right. It says, and David their king. And that's what we want to be representing, the house of David. So to finish it up. And shall fear Yahweh and his goodness in the latter days. And that's we hope to see those good latter days. Because right now ain't shit good in Babylon except the elect, the remnant of Israel. Because they got the spirit, man. They got the secret weapon, the secret sauce. They got the recipe, man. So Yahweh Rawchaa, we fulfill those lots. You know, we stay right. You Israelites out there, you get right and you stay right. You know, me and the brother have been on that spirit. Like, it's easy to come into the truth, you know, because once you're in. Once you get in the truth, you're in the truth. But what's more of the task is the journey to be successful in the truth. That's the real fight. People in the world think, oh, I gotta give up pork. That's the beginning. I gotta stop going to church on Sunday with my granny. That's the beginning of it, bro. So if you can't do those little things, trust me, you do not want Satan attacking you as often as the Lord sends him. So,
you know,
go for that.
Someone I know told me, it was on a Saturday, they told me, yeah, I'm gonna go to church just so I could keep my mind off of other things, doing other things.
Yeah, that's why they go back
one
to
hole into another.
Yeah, one vomit to another vomit. It's stupid, man, but hey, the Lord has it like this. We can see it now because if these people weren't around us and we didn't notice, like, yo, something's off about this guy, how would this truth work? So we have to know who to distance ourselves from and who to grow closer to, which is really the brotherhood. That's our only people we have on this side. So Yahweh Rawchaa, this lesson has been edifying. We're going to go ahead and face the east and close out by giving all honor, all glory, all praise to
Yahawaah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, Qadash.
Hey, Shalawam, Shalawam.